can strongly tell that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i is likely to be at the ballot in 2027. And this gentleman has sat down and looked at who is Dr. King Fred Matiang'i with opposition and who is Dr. King Fred Matiang'i with Jubilee. And I'm very sure he has noted that being with Jubilee, it is the best side for him to be. And it is clear he might be at the ballot come 2027. At the ballot, he should target not less than 80 million votes for him to make sense. Not less than 80 million votes. So a serious campaign must be held. But ladies and gentlemen, there's something that we must agree. There are chances of Matiang'i failing and Matiang'i succeeding. On this particular show, this channel, this video, I want to take you through, if he fails, some of the causes that will be responsible for his failure. And if he succeeds, some of the factors that will be responsible for his success. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Without much wasting of time, allow me to dive into this topic here today. Ladies and gentlemen, so Dr. King Fred Matiang'i is among the candidates that are very formidable. I believe so, still to date. Kenyans are just waiting for him to make some decisions, something to arouse their feelings and support for him. But what will be responsible for his success? Number one, the track record. If there's something that brings Dr. King Fred Matiang'i to the race, first, number one, it's the track record. In that there are things he has done in the past which people can be able to link him with. From education, people can say this gentleman, when he was there, cheating in exams went down significantly. People can say he transformed the running of things in schools and in the education ministry. People say he brought the new buses, which right now are able to help people, local managers, identify school buses. And in case kids need help and in a certain bus, someone who is a stranger can be able to tell those are kids in a problem because the bus is yellow. Ladies and gentlemen, in ICT, people can remember him for the transformation from analog to digital, where he successfully brought us the new smart TVs that we have. In interior, people remember him for some strong decisions that actually resulted to some things being done in this country, like now dealing with Al-Shabaab and stuff. So there are some common things that have happened in this country which Dr. King Fred Matiang'i is likely to be linked to. That is one of the strengths that he has towards the ballot. Number two, it is the end of tribalism. If Dr. King Fred Matiang'i becomes successful, in that he's been voted probably number one or even two, even three, but it's a huge number of about not less than 80 million votes, then that means tribalism has gone down in this country. And that our elections will no longer be determined by tribalism. So Matiang'i will be the litmus paper, whereby we're going to see now what is the color. It is likely to happen that if Matiang'i garners 80 million votes, then Kenyans have stopped being tribal and have decided to focus on the track record and the problem and the ability of an individual to deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, another factor that can result to Dr. King Fred Matiang'i becoming very successful, it is also the middle class. We have to admit that the middle class of this country, most of the people are learned, and most of them have jobs. It's alleged that these people don't usually vote very well. And this time around, during William Ruto's regime, they're the most affected because their pay slips have literally been mutilated. So if these people decide to vote, they're likely to set on Dr. King Fred Matiang'i on one basis. They believe in his type of leadership because these are people who will be able to see Dr. King Fred Matiang'i, his reasoning, his way of doing things, even during Uhuru Kenyatta's time. This is a team that managed COVID-19 successfully without laying any of the employees of government. So that was a huge milestone for Dr. King Fred Matiang'i. So if the middle class, who are about 4 million people, if they decide to vote for one person, then that means very well they will have an impact at the ballot. People asking, why not Kalonzo? Why not Gachagua? Now, let me talk of Rigathi Gachagua first. When he was in the government, he actually ensured there was the Finance Bill 2023, which had the housing levy right now that is hurting the middle class. He was also there and even said it's going to be passed without a comma. So that one, Rigathi Gachagua will be out of the middle class equation. Now, when we come to Kalonzo Musyoka, we cannot link him with any form of proper execution that resulted him to become among the best vice president. No, we cannot associate him with any form of policies, any form of achievement that even could lift the lives of the middle class. That is likely to happen when it comes to Kalonzo Musyoka and the middle class specifically. Ladies and gentlemen, so if Matiang'i gets this support immensely, that means he might be a formidable candidate. Another group that will be able to ladies and gentlemen, probably be able to at least also make Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i successful, it is the youthful population. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Matiang'i, if the youth decided that they want someone who can be able to deliver, then they might go for Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i. But if they decide someone who is actually free of corruption cases, free of any accusation in relation to extrajudicial killings, free of any form of maybe going against the court orders, Matiang'i cannot be their candidate. Because Matiang'i, we know during his time, there were court orders that these people gave explanations here and there that were not okay with the people of Kenya. So in a nutshell, it might not be the candidate for the youth. But if the youth decide that it is Matiang'i, then it stick. He will be very successful. So that's another huge factor we need to consider. When it comes to Rigathi Gachagua, he can also get the support of the youth because during extrajudicial killings, he came out to speak against them. Abductions, he came out to speak against them. And many other things that have happened in William Ruto's government, we can tell that Rigathi Gachagua has been outstanding. So he can also attract a huge percentage of the youth to his side. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that can make Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i successful, it is the factor of smartness. Probably does his politics in such a way that people don't understand, but it's very effective. So that smartness can make him a leader. Now, what if Matiang'i fails? If Matiang'i fails, there are a few factors. I have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which can lead to Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i failing. Number one, the Jubilee Party. Jubilee Party comes along with so many bad things. Number one, project, it will be called a project of Uhuru Kenyatta, in that people can take him to be not independent. It's Uhuru Kenyatta coming back to power through him. Number two, people might associate him so much with the Jubilee flaws, high cost of living, high taxation, huge amounts of corruption. That can also result to Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i carrying an unnecessary baggage. People might associate him with that, and I know that is going to happen. So that means Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i might not be considered by Kenyans because of such kind of things. Another thing that can make Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i fail is Uhuru Kenyatta himself. So people do not remember Uhuru Kenyatta for the best things. Because when we had corruption, which was the serious menace in this country, he did not do anything. Instead, he told the Kenyans, we lose 2 million every day. That was really scary. So Uhuru Kenyatta, people don't take him to be someone who really performed well because he borrowed a lot and he did not deliver. His projects were not commensurate with the amount of money that he borrowed. Now, the other thing that can make Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i fail, it is the lack of aggressiveness. Most people right now, if you ask them, is Matiang'i serious? They tell you no. Matiang'i seems not to be serious with this seat. Matiang'i seems not to be very aggressive. Matiang'i seems to be reluctant. Such discouraging sentiments. So in a nutshell, that's also, if it is true, he's very dormant, then those are the things that can result to Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i failing. Another thing I want to talk about is the Gusii region leaders. Some leaders from the Gusii region have really tried to create the perception that Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i does not have support in the Gusii region. So if the management, especially now Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i, hasn't gone with the Gusii party, then it remains that there will be a reason as to why Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i might also fail, because they create this perception that Gusii is divided. So if you've refused to if Gusii has refused to back Matiang'i, how about other regions? They will also decide and say no. If Wakisi wamekataa, sisi ni nani? So lastly, I think it is his inner team. If Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i fails right now, it's the people around him. The people who should be right now helping him, most of them seem to be busy but doing nothing significant when it comes to the groundwork. So when these things happen, like Matiang'i has failed, we cannot exclude the team from that kind of a failure. I don't know what is your take on the comment section. You can share with me on what you think. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa.